refuse to lose. I'm built to win. Applied myself, I filled it in. No time for the doubt, they counted me out, I'm getting it in. Yeah. No time for no loss, I'm paying the cost, I'm in it to win. Yeah. Refuse. Mine, it can't be diffused. If you ain't thinking the same, then we playing by different rules. You can't see the vision, we living at different views. Until we complete the mission, keep getting up, never snooze. I walked a mile in my shoes, had the mind of a fool, chasing diamonds and jewels. Trust me, I was confused. Started minding my business and used my mind as a tool. Ended up finding my purpose and found the time to get to it. They told me I couldn't do it, they told me I couldn't make it. They sold it, could never break it. That's sadly mistaken. I need a piece of the pie, I want it so bad I can taste it. They told me like Toby, keep on running toes, they gon' take a few to lose. Built to win, applied myself, I filled it in. No time for the doubt, they counted me out, I'm getting it in. Yeah. No time for no loss, I pay for the cost, I'm winning to win. Yeah. Refuse to lose, I'm built to win. Applied myself, I filled it in. No time for the doubt, they counted me out, I'm getting it in. Yeah. No time for no loss, I'm paying the cost, I'm in it to win. Yeah. Refuse.
Refuse to Lose Sports. I'm Joe Jordan. You on mute, Joe?
Go ahead and take over, Tomo.
Okay, welcome back to another episode of Refuse to Lose. I'm JoJo. I'm Tomo, aka Mr. You Done Son. I mean, it's Friday, it's 8 p.m. I know some people are like, man, we got a little bit of NBA happening. Some people are still at happy hour. And as you can see, the StreamYard is at happy hour too. We're still recovering. So we're going to get it together. Because like we always say, man, we building this plane while it's in the air. As you see, we got a special guest with us today. We got DeVore joining us. And right after this, I'm going to let Joe tell y'all what we're going to talk about. Because you can't spell MVP without Maye. Ain't that right, Joe? You still on me. It did it again.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I'm bad. Drake made MVP. I don't know if we're going to talk about it. They beat the Jets, though. And we got a Dolphins fan on the show. Shout out to DeVore. They fouled their GM. It's about time.
I got you. I just seen the message.
So go.
I got you. See, just like that. You know, it's just like an NBA game. You know, you still cold. You know, you still trying to get the game ready, but don't worry about it because we're going to go on the run. Dolphins fired their GM, so you know we had to bring DeVore on to talk about the Miami Dolphins because other than that, some people in the chat would say you only come on here to talk about. Wait, we are talking about the Eagles again. AJ Brown giving us more content, so it's like perfect timing, right? Hopefully you're not streaming, but we are. Hopefully you know that we streaming. But anyway, as we move on, we also going to talk about some AFC North drama because again, one of the hottest rivalries within the chat is the Pistons. I mean, I said the Pistons. No, I'm sorry. The Pittsburgh Steelers versus the Ravens. And the Ravens are knocking on that door trying to get the division back, and the Steelers are trying to not lose it. So we're going to see what happens there. Then we also got to talked about it last week. But Bradley Beal, I mean, most disappointing teams in the NBA. Is it the Clippers or is it the Mavs? Both teams had a lot of things to do in the offseason, but it's not panning out. With that being said, it's Friday. Hope everybody got their jobs back. But you at home right now. And you know what else you got to do.
Turn me up.
Turn the volume up. Get you something to drink. Join that comment section. Hit that like button on all 4 of the platforms that we are on. Facebook, YouTube, X, and Twitch. Funny that we talking about streaming, right? Because we are on Twitch. But now that I got all of that out the way, I feel like we can... This plane is now back on autopilot. How y'all doing? Joe, DeVore?
What's up, DeVore? You go first.
Hey, what's going on, fellas? It's Friday night. I'm ready. I'm liking these topics. You know, like I told Joe in the text, we ruffling some feathers tonight.
Gonna be some furniture moving. I'm feeling good though, man. Like DeVore said, it's Friday. You know, we got some good topics on the show, and yeah, man, it's a good popping.
All right, it's funny I can say that. I got Tomo. The floor is yours. All right, Joe.
It is.
First topic we're gonna roll out, man. This guy here, he got Teddy acting different.
Woo!
He got Vaughn talking different.
Woo!
You got Patriots fans acting really, really different. But he got Stephon Diggs being himself. I mean, Drake May, Travion Henderson, three rushing touchdowns from Travion. You know, just three, no, two rushing touchdowns, one receiving touchdown because I got him on my fantasy team. I woke up this morning, I seen 40 points, and I was like, man, that's great. But when you playing the Jets and you beat them 27-14 after you retire Gronk from the NFL, so Joe, I know you didn't catch the joke the last time, but hey, he didn't have no Lego pieces there, and this is their 8th straight win. They're now 9-2, first in the AFC East. Well, I know that gotta suck because it's your same division. But the question is, after last night, should Drake May be the MVP frontrunner? And I'm gonna start with you, DeVore.
Boy, this is gonna be a tough pill to freaking swallow. Shout out to Teddy because it's looking like the New England Patriots are going to be first in the AFC East. But yes, absolutely. I feel like Drake May does deserve to get the MVP award. And I base this off of, well, since last year's MVP situation that it was such neck and neck. But one thing that you need to think about when you talk about the MVP is preseason status. Where would you have placed the New England Patriots before the season started? And I feel like a lot of people had them flying under the radar thinking the Buffalo Bills were going to be the staple of the AFC East and possibly the staple of the AFC. And we knew that the Patriots were going to work their way up the ranks, but we didn't think that it was going to expedite this much so soon. So with the New England Patriots sitting at 9-2, being one of the top teams in the AFC, and Drake May playing lights out, like him being a dual threat, 74 completion percentage, like averaging nine yards per pass attempt. That's freaking amazing, especially with that loaded draft class that they had last year, where he was kind of like an afterthought out of the quarterbacks in the draft.
Joe?
Okay. Shout out to Teddy. Teddy's excited. You know, I know you mentioned in the chats that he acting different. You know, on the show on Tuesday, he was like, I'm going to imagine Teddy back in the glory days and it was winning. Imagine we had a chance back then. Because he acting crazy right now. But shout out to Drake May. But no. Sorry, y'all. Sorry to burst your bubble. He's not the MVP. He's having an MVP type year. He's a candidate. But is he the MVP? No way, Jose. So look, Drake May, do you know that he only lead in one category? That's a completion percentage. That's it.
Mm-hmm.
He only lead in one category. I think my MVP right now is Jonathan Taylor. Jonathan Taylor is leading all categories as far as running backs. He's on pace to get over 2,000 yards, and he's also on pace to get close to 30 rushing touchdowns. But I'm not even going to bring up Jonathan Taylor. What about Matthew Stafford? Shout out to Carl. Carl mentioned Matthew Stafford. Drake May is not even the best quarterback in the MVP conversation. Matthew Stafford is. Let me give you the numbers. First of all, Drake May, he's leading the league with 71% completion percentage. He's leading the league. Not even leading the league. Sorry. He's not leading the league now one category. He's actually 2 in completion percentage. Jared Goff is first. Matthew Stafford is 14 with 67%. So he's not even close to completion percentage. Touchdown passes. Matthew Stafford is first with 25 touchdowns. Drake May is third with 20th. But Tomo and DeVore, did you know Drake May played 2 more games than everybody in the NFL? He 9-2. Matthew Stafford 7-2. He played 2 more games than Matthew Stafford, but Matthew Stafford has more touchdowns than Drake May. That's right there. Did you know that Drake May got 5 interceptions? Matthew Stafford got 2. And what's more crazy about the interceptions, Drake May threw 5 interceptions in 5 different games. So he got 5 games where he threw an interception. All right? Which is more than him. Also, passing yards. Do you know Drake May leading the league in passing yards? I mean, of course, because he played 2 more games with a lot of people. But if you break it down to passing yards per game, guess who first? Matthew Stafford. And where Drake May at? He's 7th. So the only reason why people saying Drake May is MVP, because of what DeVore said. Because you did not expect the Patriots to be 9-2. And if you want to look at the competition, Matthew Stafford has played better competition also. So, and then you just saw Drake May against the Jets. Now, I felt like Drake May to get MVP. I said this before the game in the chat. I said, Drake May, he got to throw like 4 touchdowns. He got to go crazy on the Jets. Because I saw Dak go crazy against the Jets. I saw Aaron Rodgers go crazy. I saw a bunch of people, almost every quarterback that played the Jets went crazy. But Drake May only had 1 touchdown. I think that hurt his case. Did he play bad? No, but he wasn't great either. So, is he the MVP right now? No. Is either Jonathan Taylor or Matthew Stafford?
I said front runner though, right?
Yeah.
So if you had a vote today, you would vote for Jonathan Taylor or that's who you're going with?
Mm-hmm.
I believe that's who it should be too. Anybody that can make Daniel Jones look good, I think you should win MVP. Shout out to Saquon Barkley. He's doing it for 2
Can
quarters.
I ask a question real fast since we on the Jonathan Taylor thing? So I was leaning the Jonathan Taylor route, but Jonathan Taylor was on the roster last year and they didn't have the same success as they are this year. So I'm pretty sure we're on the same page about Daniel Jones. Like that, like you got to take care of the ball. Like he got that mask on right now, but at the same time, you got to consider the fact that he is playing some pretty good complementary football with Jonathan Taylor. So if you just take out Jonathan Taylor and you put another, a serviceable back in there, I'm pretty sure they'd be successful. And as for the Matthew Stafford thing, yeah, Matthew Stafford is playing lights out ball, but at the same time, we got to compare the talent around him opposed to Drake May. Like you got Puka Nacua, yes, he's been hurt, but also you got Devontae Adams. And honestly, when we talk about the Sean McVay offense, to be honest, I feel like if you get a comparable quarterback back there, the Rams will still be somewhat of a competitive team.
Go ahead.
Go, Joe. Because there's the 2 things that you said, and I think I'm sorry. I've seen Daniel Jones with other running backs, right? And if their name isn't Jonathan Taylor or Saquon Barkley, then Daniel Jones kind of gets in their way. Like Tracy, that's running the ball now for the Giants, lost his job to Scatterbo. You see what I'm saying? Same thing with Devin Singletary, who's also on that roster with the Giants too. They both lost their job to Cam Scatterbo. So, I mean, you just can't put any running back with him. Will they have success? Maybe, but I don't think it'll be at the rate of what the Colts are doing now. Like we got a Colts fan saying they're going to the Super Bowl. Like we wouldn't be hearing that. We would just be hearing playoffs or maybe win the division. When it comes to the Matthew Stafford one, I think the offense works because I think Sean McVay offense works because of Matthew Stafford. Like we seen Jared Goff back there, it looked good, but it didn't operate to the efficient or the high power status that it is with Stafford. Like there's schemes out there that they're throwing out there that people can try on another team, and it might not work because of just the quarterback that he got back there. I'm more so saying that Maye is the front runner, right? And I'm gonna just throw this out there. So, Joe, I know you want to reply back to what DeVore said. I'm saying Drake Maye is out there because of what DeVore said as well. You didn't expect this from him. Like it's like the older brother syndrome, right? It's just like, well, I'm not going to fault you. I'm going to fault you because you know better. Like I know Stafford could play at this level. We've seen it. Now the interception number, that's another reason why you might want to put him up there. Carl gonna kill me when he hit that part, but I'm just saying. You seen Stafford play at an elite level like this before. Drake May coming off of the rookie season, so many questions coming into the season. 1, the coach. 2, is he going to be better? 3, is Stephon Diggs going to get in the way? 4, what are they going to do with Josh Allen in their division? They went up against Josh Allen. They beat him. They got to play him again. They beat Josh Allen again. It's just all signs point to him having that MVP type season because of so many questions that he's kind of checking off the list so far. So that's the only reason I would put him up there. I'm not mad at having Stafford. I'm not mad at Jonathan Taylor. I think somebody else other than the quarterback needs to win this award. So if Jonathan Taylor goes out there and breaks the record, he definitely earned it. But I'm also going with May right now. I'm buying the hype.
All right. I'm going to judge you too, Tomo, but let me ask you a question. I know you said JT was there last year. Was Drake made there last year, Tomo? Was Drake made there last year?
It was a bad situation.
Was Drake made there? I mean, what the Colts? I mean, who was Drake made there last year?
Was Drake May on the Patriots last year?
Yeah, he was there, right?
Yeah, he was there. He was rookie.
So we I think changed.
The coach.
Stephon Diggs also in the defense. So the coach, the defense is much better. He got a top 10 defense. Last year they were trash. And he got a number one receiver. He got Stephon Diggs. So I can't fault him. I'm not gonna fault Drake May for having a good defense. I'm not gonna fault him for that. Just like I'm not gonna fault Matthew Stafford for having Devontae Adams and Puka Nacua. I'm not gonna fault Jonathan Taylor for having Daniel Jones. Come on now. So
Listen
also
to how that sounded, by the way.
What?
I'm not gonna fault Jonathan Taylor for having Daniel Jones.
Yeah, it don't even sound like Daniel Jones not even an asset. I'm just fine. But he's playing good at chair. But he's playing good at chair because of Jonathan. He's feeding on Jonathan Taylor. We like Tomo said, we've seen it before. We saw Saquon Barkley have a great year, and he had a good year. And then when Saquon Barkley wasn't there, the man went to Minnesota. He was gone. So, and then Tomo, I'm not giving an MVP award for most improved. I'm not gonna give an MVP award because they exceed expectations. You give an MVP award to the best. Who's playing the best? Who has the best year? And Matthew Stafford's having a better year than Drake May. And now the Patriots as a whole, they are 9-2. You know, they are playing good as a team. But as far as quarterback play, Matthew Stafford have been playing the best quarterback play of anybody in the NFL right now. And JT, as a running back, is leading the league in all running back categories and on track to break records. Drake May is not on track to break records. Drake May is just having a really good season. He's not leading that one category. How can you be MVP and you don't lead in that one category? Not one. The only category leading is 9 wins. QB win. Sounds like Jalen Hurts to me. So I'm just saying, you know. So I think it's nothing. He's a candidate, but he's not the top candidate. Right now, we're just like prisoners of the moment. We just saw him play against the Jets, and he was prime time. Yeah, so I got Matthew Stafford over him and JT.
I'll let you go, DeVore.
Again, when we talk about the MVP, we're talking about the most valuable player to the team. So I get it. Jonathan Taylor is up there, most valuable player to the team, but I just can't escape the fact that that record last year wasn't too good for the Indianapolis Colts. But probably the only one that I can't really give you pushback on is Matthew Stafford, because he is that dude if we're being honest. But again, it's most valuable player to the team, and I got to roll Drake May, and due to the expectations part where we was thinking third at best in the AFC East, if we're being honest, and they rose to number one.
I said 2 because I thought the Bills would be better, but the Bills have not been a good team this year. I had them at 2. The Bills, huh?
We know why the Bills aren't good. No, I'm joking.
But they are 6-3. They're not bad, but the Bills have been playing under that. They've been not playing well. Their defense is terrible. That's the difference with the Bills, and their defense is horrible, and they can't score against in the first half against the Dolphins.
And I just want to address this too, though. I'm not being a prisoner of the moment as far as what happened last night, right? The moment I said Drake May, because we had this conversation before about who the MVP conversation. This is around the same time Dak was balling out. But around that same week, we watched the Bills play the Patriots that night, and we watched Drake May have his MVP moments, right, in that game, going up against a divisional opponent. I mean, a divisional foe, and you're going up what they say the top 3 quarterback in the league. Some say he's number 1 in the league, and then he outdoored them there. So it's just like he's having all these moments within this season that you have to keep them in the conversation. Now, like I said, if we were in court and you brought the Matt Stafford evidence up, I would have to ask for a recess because he definitely brings a lot to the table. You get what I'm saying? Like, I can't fight back on that one because he is balling out. But you think about those MVP moments again. What happened to Matt Stafford in that second half of the Eagles game? The same questions you got for Drake May, you could have specific games for Matt Stafford as well. Like, there were other moments that caused the Rams to lose, but he was also went MIA in that second half as well. Like, you could nitpick it. Like, I could fight back just a little bit, but I do agree. Like, if you would have asked me to have a vote and I had to sit down and watch the film of who was the better quarterback, who had the better quarterback play, I'm going to go with Stafford. I agree there. But right now, Drake May is just having that. He's answering all the questions. He's checking all the boxes.
But Drake May in the second half, Drake May against the Steelers.
That's what I'm saying. They both got bad games.
So, but yeah, Drake May is definitely MVP candidate though. But I don't think he's like the top of the list.
Okay, we can move. We got time, right? Games will happen. So let's move on to talk about another team in the AFC East. This team here, a lot of people had. I wouldn't say they had high hopes for. They had a lot of questions. Shout out to JMO. He came on. He did the Dolphins panel, and he was just like, I don't know what to give you, man. I can't answer any questions because I don't know which two are gonna show up. I don't know what's happening with Tyreek Hill. I just don't know. And then one thing we did know was that the Dolphins fired the GM, Chris Grier. 2-7 start. He had to get up out of here. I'm not gonna say too much about it because I gotta ask more questions. We got a Dolphins fan here. DeVore, what's going on, man?
Well, with this whole Chris Grier situation, I feel like, it's been a little bit of a whisper about the reason why they waited so long was because of the whole Brian Flores lawsuit situation. Chris Grier knows too much, so we kept him around longer than I feel like we kept him for. But during Chris Grier's tenure with the Miami Dolphins, because he got hired in 2016, because but even then I was still questionable about it because we had Mike Tannenbaum as the team executive vice president. So who was really running the show here as far as the player personnel? But also that I felt like that played into a part of with the Ndamukong Suh thing. But the most notable situation was that 2020 draft where the Dolphins could literally they threw away the 2019 season before the season even started. We call it tank for Tua. Obviously, the situation with Tua at Alabama, where he ended up having that career-threatening injury with the hip thing, and the Dolphins ended up making that move and drafting Tua with the number 5 pick, where he sat there and had Justin Herbert still on the board. That's flag number 1. Flag number 2 is we had 3 first-round picks in this draft, so Tua is the 5th pick. And then you turn around in number 18, the Miami Dolphins draft Austin Jackson. He did an admirable thing. He donated his bone marrow to his sister. But at the same time, Chris Grier has this MO of grabbing, diamond in the rough players that have injury concerns, but they have a very, very high ceiling. And Joe knows this player very, 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 very well. At number 30, we swapped picks with the Green Bay Packers. We went from 26 to 30. The 26th pick in this draft was Jordan Love, and the Dolphins ended up getting that 30th pick and ended up drafting Noah Igbenogany. I can't tell. Is he on the Cowboys or is he on the Commanders? I don't know now.
He with them now.
He back with them. Okay.
He's still back somewhere.
Okay. That draft alone, if we look back at that draft, where are these players?
Jordan Love in Green Bay.
Jordan Love in Green Bay. Oh, and let's not forget, I forgot one more quarterback that the Dolphins passed up on. That would be, even though in my honest opinion, he's not a top 10 quarterback, Jalen Hurts got drafted in the second round. So that is for sure. That alone is a fireable offense. I could give you a million other reasons why he does not deserve to be the Miami Dolphins general manager anymore, but I feel like these are the most important ones because how was your experience with Noah Igbenogany? Be honest.
I mean, I had good experiences. Like right after we traded him from y'all, he blocked a punt. He got a return. No, it was a blocked field goal. He scored on that one. And then after that, he was just a rotational piece. I'm gonna let Joe he actually had to start for the Commanders at some point. So I'm gonna let Joe give you a little bit more.
Save me the trouble, man.
Yeah. The whole point of Noah Igbenogany, you're a first round pick. Does he show first round talent to you?
No.
Okay. You don't even know who Austin Jackson is. He went from left tackle to guard to right tackle. I don't even know what's going on with him. But he was a first round pick. Now let's get to Tua now. When we sit here, we talk about Tua. Would you throw Tua in the top 15 quarterbacks in the league?
In the right situation, he could be, but he has too many limitations to me.
Okay, that's all I need to know. So those 2 federal offenses alone, fireable.
Okay, hold on. Joe, I think I found something.
Okay.
I think I understand where the Hurts slander comes from for 2 reasons.
Okay.
I think I found it. One, it's definitely back to college because if Tua didn't get benched, right? No, Hurts got benched for Tua.
Hurts got benched.
Hurts got benched for Tua. Therefore, people wanted to tank for Tua. So it's Hurts' fault that the Dolphins even drafted him. The second part is he could have been our actual quarterback and replaced Tua. So now this is why DeVore is like, you know what? This is why I tell y'all I watched the guy because he was almost my quarterback. And I got it. I think we found it.
I had a front row seat. So when people be like, I don't know what I be talking about, I know what I be talking about.
Yeah, that's funny. Look, that's why Hurts played horrible and he got benched, and then he just stuck with that. So DeVore, Tua or Hurts?
Hurts. At least I get to run an element with Hurts.
Yeah, you gotta go, Tomo?
No, I did. Once he said that, the light bulb went off. I was like, there you go. So guys, I can't keep killing him in the chat, bro. It's trauma behind this.
And we could have had Herbert. That don't get it wrong. Jalen Hurts wasn't my first pick, but Herbert was sitting right there. He knew the Tua injury problem.
That's true.
Like he wasn't even expected to play that year, and you could have got Hurts, but you got Tua.
Yeah, that's the issue right there. Go ahead, Hon.
Also, I'll tell you this too, though. You could blame Jerry Jones for the Hurts pick for the Eagles too, because Jerry Jones kept saying he was going to draft Jalen Hurts that year because he was going to back up Dak, and then the Eagles trying to be our little big brothers when it snatched them the same way they did Dallas Goedert. They just be trying to do stuff like that. So you could blame Jerry Jones a little bit too. Y'all probably could have had him in like the 4th round.
Jerry always got his hand in something.
Yeah, like I think this was long overdue. The fact that y'all haven't won a playoff game since 2000 is the reason why he should have been fired a long time ago. And I don't get why I go through so many coaches without getting rid of him when he's the problem. And like you said, drafting Tua, knowing his injury issues and the tank for Tua. At the time, it was cute, you know what I mean? Like, oh, tank for Tua. But we all knew he had a gruesome injury that we all was like, oh, snap, can he like have an NFL career? And you draft him anyway. And people were high on Herbert too, because Herbert, he just has a QB stature. Like he's your prototypical QB. He's like 6'7". He got an arm. Yep. He got legs too. He can run. So like he's just your typical QB. And then he came into the league blazing his first year. So I think that is long overdue, and y'all made the right decision by doing that. Now, Mike McDaniel, what's going to happen? I like the fact that y'all let him ride the season out, and y'all going to make a decision later. Now, Tomo and DeVore. Now, you know right now. I'm calling it right now. If Cliff Kingsbury get a head coaching job, we might go get Mike McDaniel as the offensive coordinator. Go ahead, y'all.
It's a tough situation because when we talk about Mike McDaniel, that's a national treasure right there. Now, as a head coach, no. As offensive coordinator,
yes.
I know Dave gonna be mad when I say this, but I feel like he's probably the most creative out of all them guys from that Shanahan tree as far as play calling. And if you would have gave that parent of Brian Flores when we was on that long search for offensive coordinator where he had like 4 or 5 offensive coordinators in the 3 years he was with us, and we would have found Mike McDaniel and you pairing up with that defense.
Yeah. No, that would have been nice.
That's a good recipe right there. But the guys are playing for him after this Grier firing after the Baltimore Ravens game. I didn't see them hindering against the Buffalo Bills. So I could see them hanging on to him at the end of the year. And we'll just see what happens with the general manager. But it's definitely a very, very tough situation because I hate to see him go.
You think I'm moving over Tyreek?
Absolutely. Absolutely. Got to. We got to hit the refresh button, and we gotta figure that out. We got to move him.
So with that being said, Joe, you throw out a good element there because I was like, well, the GM's gone, and normally when GMs come in, they do pick a new head coach. So if you ownership, I'm taking heed to what DeVore is saying. It's like, you know what, out of that group, right? Because you can't say, I mean, some people say you can't say he's better than Cal because Cal created the tree, right? And he learned. I'm just saying what some people would throw out there, right? They would say that Cal created the tree. So at the end of the day, Daniel's son, everything that you learned, you may have put a little spin on it, but I could put a better spin to it. But
I got a story. So
you think he's better than Kyle Shanahan?
Absolutely. So here's the story.
I gotta hear this. Go ahead.
When Mike, because so Mike McDaniel was a wide receiver at Harvard, if I'm not mistaken. Mike McDaniel and Kyle are like good buddies. Mike Shanahan took Mike McDaniel under his wing, let him live in his crib, and he was learning the game with him. Every place that Kyle Shanahan's been, Mike been right there.
That's true.
Yeah, that's true. He was with us too, and he had to pay for his own coffee. Crazy. I think it's like, wow.
So all them guys, like they was talking about Mike in a way where he be designing some crazy run schemes. So you know, like in every partnership, there's a pretty boy and there's a brain. Kyle is the pretty boy. Mike is the brain.
That's why I will say though, without Tua, what has Mike McDaniels done in Miami? Every time Tua went down, so did the Dolphins. Kyle Shanahan, when his QB go down, he pick it up where it left off and keep him rolling.
And also think about it like this, because Mike draws up some great run schemes, right? And you got A-Chain, but when you think of Kyle, before McCaffrey got there, there's a list of running backs who had great days with Kyle. Like,
Tomo on fantasy, when a 49ers running back get hurt, I go to the waiver wire ASAP and get the next one.
The next one gonna get you 100 easy.
You know he gonna get buckets.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I think you got a debate. I think Sean's still good too, though. Like I'm not saying Mike is a slouch, but I still think Sean can draw up a good. Well, I think Sean is more of a passing game.
But look what he did with Jared Goff.
But that's what I'm saying. He's more creative with his passing game as far as like how he comes up with his offense.
I don't know, man. Look what he did with what's his name, your boy, with the what was his name? Todd Gurley.
I feel like McVay is
you're right. CJ Anderson still running.
He's a good counter puncher. Like McVay is great at being creative. All right, this is what you coming out in. All right, we're gonna switch this up. We found a counter for this. We're gonna go ahead and run this, and that's what make it look good. But when we talk about like just straight up creativity, where me man going on the black and white board with that chalk, Mike McDaniel, that mug look like a whole nother language when he draw that mug over there.
Nah, I'm not gonna lie because he had multiple years midway through the season had Tua looking like an MVP candidate, and nothing is being improvised. Everything is like on timing. That's all Mike McDaniel. So true. He is a genius, bro. But I can't just say he over Kyle Shanahan, because Kyle Shanahan run schemes are ridiculous. I mean, and his O-line ain't the best. He got Trent Williams, but he don't have the best O-line. So the same with Mike McDaniel also. But I mean, I'm just saying, you know.
I will agree with you on this.
They all came from DC. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, I was gonna throw that out there, but you said it. But I will say this though: out of everyone from the tree, I agree that all of them are way better than Matt LaFleur. Like, I'm sorry. That's the one guy on the coaching team where it's just like, are you sure he was there? He's a distant cousin. Like he wasn't in the room with y'all, because everybody else, I know they going through their stuff, but that Packers offense, they be looking stagnant at times.
Man, shout out to Jordan. That's Jordan Love, man. That's Jordan Love, dog.
Hey, yeah, it's Jordan Love, man. That boy.
I mean,
I told you, did not tell you in the chat. After that Eagles turnover, I said, don't worry. The Packers are gonna find a way to mess it up.
And also, Matt LaFleur don't have. Well, I'm not gonna say that because Kyle Shanahan neither. I mean,
That's what I'm saying. They all
Well,
find ways. Like
Kyle,
Puka,
Kyle
look
Shanahan
at
different.
Puka. Look at
Yeah,
Puka. He made Puka. Like I ain't
yeah.
saying Puka wasn't no slouch,
I
but
got you. He's a late round pick. Yeah.
he put him in position. And you look at what the Packers got. They got a wide receiver by committee that any quarterback with a good scheme would love it. You got all of them do something different, and if you put them in
Yeah.
the right place at the right time, imagine them with Sean McVay and match. Oh my goodness, the
Man, look
league.
what Kyle Shanahan doing right now with Mac Jones, man.
That's what I'm saying. Like, I don't know. It's a little bit of mixture of the quarterback and the head coach there with the Packers, right? And it gets you to the point where you just want to get frustrated if you're on the other side of the field and you watching it and you like, hey, man, we could hold them to 7 points, man. We could definitely put up 30
Oh,
for sure. Because we got AJ the jet plane because you ready to get up out of there. Start AJ Brown for 3 years now. I'm going to say 2. I think it really started last year. No, it's been 3 years because the year they missed the playoffs, that's when he was after they lost in the Super Bowl. The first game, it was the Bucks game. Him and Hurts was having an argument on the sideline. We all had our any given Sunday jokes there. So for the last 3 years, he's been throwing out subliminal messages or sending mixed messages in the locker room. But recently, he's addressed what he said on a stream. He was on a stream, just basically venting, saying, if if you got me on fantasy, trade me. The offense will get better at some point, but basically, I don't want to be here. But then he addresses in the locker room and he says, I see the offense struggling and I want to contribute. I didn't get these opportunities, and that's tough for me, especially the player that I am. Then it comes out that Big Dom arranged a conversation with him and the owner, Jeffrey Lurie. I mean, if the Cowboys ever did something like that, I wouldn't hear the end of it. But at the end of the day, question is here. Is this AJ Brown's last season in Philly? The comment section might go crazy, but I want to start with you, Joe. Is this his last season in Philly?
if they don't win the Super Bowl, this is his last year in Philly. They have to win the Super Bowl. Not get there. They got to win. Because what's the point of him sacrificing all this stuff if they're not going to win the Super Bowl? And I'm going to quote some of the things he said. You said some of them. He said that somebody got to make a play. And that's what he said. That's what Smitty said. Somebody got to make a play. We're trying to put out – you actually said this. We're trying to put ourselves in the best situation to make those plays. You just got to get an opportunity. I didn't get that. When he said I didn't get that, I was like, you actually did on that 4th down play. But I get what you're saying, though. I get what he's saying.
Bad timing.
Yeah, I get what he's saying. We need to do better. We need to do a better job creating for me. That's what he said. We need to do a better job creating for me, trying to help put me in situations that help contribute. Right now, I feel as if I feel like that I'm freeing up everybody else. And he has no issue doing that, he said. But because he made an example, he said, like he said, I'm gonna get clouded against the Broncos. They played me with PS2 1-on-1, and I was winning. And what happened after that? They started clouding me. So the defense, he said, defense shipped towards him, so it frees up everybody else. And I'm okay with that. But we gotta figure out how we're gonna free me up too. That's what he's saying, which I completely understand. And then he also said it, and this, I'm not gonna say he said this to Hurts because he was saying like he not pointing fingers, but I'm gonna hear Hurts say this and Nick Sirianni. He said, if we're trying to get better, we gotta do what we gotta do, and not just say it's about wins as long as we got the win. Ain't that what Hurts always say? Hey, Sirianni. He said you can't get. He said you get. He said you get. You can't do that in this league. Got to continue to get better and help the defense and special teams. He's right. He's saying, like, we can't just settle for these wins. We got to be improving because this not going to win a Super Bowl. He said, hey, we won last year. Thank you for the ring. But we got to evolve. Like, people, they watch film. Like, they know us now. We got to get better by game. We can't just let these games slide and rely on the defense and special teams every single game. So, and I get A.J. Brown. Do you know that A.J. Brown is not top 50 in no category?
Joe, I got it right there. Okay,
I'm going to leave that alone. You can do that part. So he gotta, if they don't win the Super Bowl, bro, he gonna regret the trade because he wanna be a. If I'm not gonna win, can I at least get Scott? And then he says not about the numbers. I just want to contribute. I want to help, and I know it's not like he getting strapped. He know he can be involved, but they just not giving him opportunities. Floor is yours.
So, all right, this AJ Brown situation, right? It's because of social media. It's more in our face, but it reminds me of Dez Bryant last year with the Cowboys, right? And everybody was having questions about Dak and can Dak get him the football or is Dak going to throw him the ball? And we coming from a season where we went into the playoffs. Of course, we all know what happened in that Packers game. And then the next season, the whole Zeke with the is he getting suspended or not getting suspended? And and then Dez numbers was dropping. It was just like, well, him and Dak don't have. I mean, him and Dak don't have the same type of chemistry, and then you have Dez coming out in the locker room having his moments. It's a thing on Amazon. I think it's still up there. It's called All or Nothing. It was a moment where he was talking to the wide receiver coach, and he was just like, it literally sounds like the same thing AJ Brown just said. He's like, I know I'm good. He said, I think it's me because I just want to win so much that I'm throwing myself out of games. I'm causing myself not to be in the right position, right? And I was just like, that sounds like the same situation, but it's not the same situation because AJ Brown can actually, it seems like there's moments where he's wide open and he's just not throwing on the ball. It's moments where that Packers play that you talk about where it's fourth down. I'm like, why is 4th and 9 and you just want to lob it up to AJ Brown? Like the play didn't even look like it was schemed for him. It was just like, hey, go get open and we'll throw it down there and you go try to make a play. Where it's just like, where are the slants? Where all the tight end routes that I used to crack jokes about? Like they're not even running those routes for him to get open anymore. They're not looking for the quick pass to him. Like everything that AJ Brown is good at, it just doesn't seem like they're doing it. And the reason why I say that is because look at the receptions. Like you said, Joe, he's tied for 63rd in 31. And then we talking about receiving yards. I went on ESPN to look for the stats to see if he was up there. I was like, I had to control F and type in Brown, and the only Brown that came up was Amaron. And I was like, it's no way that AJ Brown is not even in the top 50. He 51st in receiving yards at 408. Like Kevontae Turpin, I just did that for AJ, but I'm just saying Kevontae Turpin probably don't get that many yards, but that's who you would think would have 408, right? Touchdowns. I mean, he only got 3. That's 45th. And then yards per catch. That's Joe's favorite stat right there. 13.2. He 88th. 88th. 11 times 8. So it's just funny what's going on here. And to me, I think it's more political, right? I think it's something politically happening behind the scenes where they're like, we're not going to get AJ Brown the ball. I'll let everyone else throw out the numbers or talk about how Hurts is not just getting him the ball, but it's something bigger there because the head coach and the quarterback who had their issues are now seeming like they're on the same page anytime somebody brings this up. We're getting wins. I mean, Saquon Barkley is even coming out and saying little things in his interviews about, hey, we need to do our part. But I think Saquon also understands that offensive line isn't the same. So now you have to make more plays, right? But Saquon, you've been behind bad offensive lines. So you can't really, it's a little bit of you trying to say the right thing there too. It's something going on. I don't know what it is, but I say all that to say this. AJ Brown is out. Joe, I don't think he's going to request the trade. I think they're just going to trade him because at this point, bro, it's been so many times where he could have said it and hasn't said it. It's like he's trying to make them break up with him so he doesn't look like the bad guy. But it's like everything you're doing, I'll let you go, DeVoe, before I throw out my analogy. Go
ahead. So the first thing I look at when we're talking about why he ain't getting the targets, like, because he ain't even being creative with it. Like, give him a wide receiver reverse, throw him some screens or something. Like, AJ Brown is one of those guys that needs the ball in volume. So, first thing I got to look at is the contract. So, signed a 3-year, $96 million contract extension in 2024, last year. So, the contract is up in 2029, but the most manageable dead cap hit that they could take would be at the end of the season in 2026, where it'd be 13.9. So I'm thinking they're trying to see, and I brought this up in the chat about Antonio Brown. I didn't say this particular part, but what they were doing in Pittsburgh, they were trying to see what they was going to get with Juju being the guy. So I could see something similar with Philadelphia. All right, because Devontae getting the ball. And we see Devontae make his little comments in the media. That ain't got nothing to do with me. Well, that's your homeboy. Like, you gotta go to vouch for your homeboy. Like, we gotta get him involved. Like, you know what I'm saying? But I get it. AJ Brown is getting doubled. Teams respect him. But again, this is an easy fix. Like, throw him some screens, throw him, some shallow crosses, like scheme up some stuff that gets him involved in the game early and often. And that's the only conclusion I could just draw up, is the fact that they trying to see what they got in Devontae Smith to see if he could be the number one guy.
He was already number one guy at Hurts first year starting, and they made the playoffs.
I get it.
I think they know what they got out of him. I think when it comes to Jalen Hurts, he is so careful with the ball. He's not going to take no risk. The only risk he would take is like a go ball. Like, if it's AJ Brown 1-on-1 with somebody, he'll throw it up. He would do that because he trusts AJ Brown, Devontae, like that. But outside of that, he's not going to throw no tight window throws, nothing like that. And this is what I'm thinking, y'all, because he keep talking to the media, right?
Mm-hmm.
Do y'all think that he's having these conversations with, like, the coaches, with his boy Jalen Hurts, and it's like going through one ear to the other? You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
It's like it's not even ready. Like, remember, Hurts responded and was like, "We're not gonna focus on that." You know what I mean? Focus on Detroit. So he like, all right, y'all don't want to hear me. I'm going to talk to the media about it.
Should he have to, though? Should he have to talk to his teammates if he's talking to the media? Like, they not under a rock. They hear it. The media's asking them these questions. So I don't even think it really even matters. They know what's going on.
Get it? Of course, they know what's going on. My, because I don't like him talking to the media. I think you don't want to add more drama to the team by talking to the media. Like, it's play it normal, but he's probably doing this because it's not registered. Like, he's having these convos and it's like literally not registering. Like, they might say, we got you, and then the next game come. I heard somebody say this. It was James Jones. He said that he was I think somebody posted it in the chat. He said that I'm James Jones. I'm not even AJ Brown. And if there's a game when I get one target, A-Rod will come to me and be like, I got you next game. And I'll get 10 targets in that game. You know what I mean? He said, but that's AJ Brown. Like, AJ Brown, if he get one target, he got 2 targets against the Packers. Like, the coaches would be like, you know what? Next game, we're gonna make sure you straight. Cause remember against y'all, Tomo, he had one catch. And we all were like, oh, he gonna go crazy on the Chiefs. He played the Chiefs, it was the same thing. So, like you said, throwing some screens, like do some easy stuff. Just have him touch the football and try to do something.
Shoot, direct snap the ball to him. How about that?
hey, we running the push touch. This one is for you. And he's just like, all right, but no, I agree there. But then you have games like the Minnesota game where he gets his targets and he gets his numbers, and then it's like a gift and a curse, right? Because then people will be like, see what happens when you get them the ball? They didn't lose that game. They look good in that game. So, Joe, remember what I said in our last episode? You talking about the confidence, right? I think all the confidence is on the defensive side.
Yeah.
Offense right now is going through something. Like, that is, it's shaky. Like, the check engine light is on. You could drive to work every day, but at some point, that belt gonna pop. Whatever's wrong in that engine is gonna riddle his ugly head. But the analogy that I wanted to throw out there earlier, right, with AJ Brown, the motto, what it looks like he's doing, it's like he's in a relationship with somebody, but he gonna keep doing things to make them break up with him, so he could be like, she left me. I didn't want to go nowhere. I told y'all. Because every time you say something, you're like, nah, I want to be here. But all your actions just keep saying that it's not working out. So hopefully, again, this Lions game is gonna be the real testament, because one, the Lions called them out. The Lions said they wanted to see them in the championship game. Joe, y'all messed up their party. So you see what type of revenge tour they on. They out here swinging on people and everything. They causing your players to get suspended. So this is the game. Even in the chat, everyone said it. The Lions are going to make them press. Like, whenever the opponent makes them press, they're going to have to. So if the Lions start putting up numbers, what are you all going to do? And this will be AJ Brown moment too, because when they start getting you the ball, you got to make sure you catch it now. Because if he's throwing it to you, you got to catch it.
I can't think about one game where he got targets and he didn't go crazy.
That's
Can't
true.
think of one game.
So
That's
All right.
true.
so real quick, because we was talking about the Vikings game. Devontae had 9 catches, and I know I can't remember it off the top of my head how many targets Devontae had, but I know it was double digit targets. Where AJ Brown only had 4 catches. Now, if we're being honest, it was two big deep balls to AJ that make them stats look a little bit too inflated. So he wasn't even getting the targets like that in that game either.
But Devontae had the longest catch in his career that game too.
Oh yeah, for sure. But I'm just saying the targets weren't even like that for AJ in that Vikings game either. And I felt like that was a real favorable game for AJ, considering the fact that Brian Flores likes to play a lot of blitz, man-to-man, one-on-one type stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Honestly, even in that game though, like if the Vikings could have just found something with Wentz, it would have. I don't think it would have been a blowout the way it was. But again, they often showed up that day. I can't.
Vikings would have won.
I think so too. But I'm just
Yeah.
saying.
Man, trash.
But the game ended the way it did. So
This comment, I agree with this too. He's like, I think Nick got something to do with it too. Like, I think it's Nick because going back to even Hurts months ago, they all say the game plan scheme is too conservative. Like, I thought it was Nick Sirianni, like the game plan for the Packers of like trusting the defense and not putting the ball in harm's way. I thought that was Sirianni doing that. That's why I didn't get why that pass at AJ Brown happened, but you tell Cat was like that was Hurst that called that. That's what he said. Hurst the one that called it.
because Nick always come out and say like, nah. Anytime a play like that happened, he say he called that play. Honestly, Joe, I got the hat on. I don't care. I don't think Nick trusts his quarterback, man. I'm gonna have to say it. Like, I don't think he trusts his quarterback. And Jalen Hurts, bruh. I know you say you winning games, but some point you got to buck back, bruh, and say, look, I can actually throw the ball down the field. Like, y'all winning, y'all don't won.
You got to get surgical with that thing, huh?
Y'all don't won games every which way. At some point, you just gotta go out there and have fun. Joe, we done seen them win game. We seen them win the Packers game. We seen them win against the Bills a different way. We seen them play y'all one way. They played us a different. We seen this team win in so many different ways. What more do you need to show the NFL than y'all go out there and have fun? Put up some numbers. The Chiefs do it. The Bills do it. The Broncos do it. Everybody does it. I don't get it, man.
Shout out to Howie, man. Howie is a GOAT on that team. That team is so talented. It's crazy. And for them to have the most 3 and outs, for them to have the most punts. No, sorry. That's the Broncos. But for them to have the most 3 and outs, though, in the NFL, it's well, that talent, it's not good.
Well, we'll see, man. Like I said, they'll have to answer the questions when they get there. They play the Lions on Sunday, so we'll see if we can get those answers. And we'll also,
Laporte is hurt, by the way.
oh yeah.
Yeah.
But also, another caveat in that Lions game too is, wasn't it? We know who's gonna be calling the offensive plays, so you know he don't care.
Hey, I was talking to Carl earlier. This whole Dan Campbell versus Sirianni, I know Sirianni got a ring, but Howie, shout out to Howie. Dan Campbell calling the plays, that gave him some points, man. I know it's us, our defense tries, but they scored.
Nah.
That's why I said this game gonna be to make or break.
I gotta see it in this game. I ain't gonna get. I'm sorry, but it's y'all.
Yeah, our defense tries.
I'm sorry. So let shoot. We gonna see what the Dolphins do against y'all, just to prove the point. But I gotta see Dan Campbell call against a better defense than y'all.
DQ calling the defense, so it's gonna be a little different. We got less players. Trey almost got hurt now.
Yeah,
Payne not gonna be there. So
it's gonna be very, very interesting, man. I know a lot of people down there. Make sure y'all enjoy yourselves. But Joe, back to another divisional rivalry that got the chat. I mean, every time these two see each other, see, look, they calling you now. Every time these two see each other, it's like the Hunger Games, man. They just go right at it. They don't care if they can go from agreeing to disagreeing in just that quick. Steelers, Ravens. Who needs this? Who needs a win more? We got the Baltimore Ravens at 4-5, second in the AFC North. The next opponent is the Browns at 4-25, and then you got the Pittsburgh Steelers, who are 5-4. first in the AFC North. And their next opponent is the Bengals. So they both got divisional games. They both play Sunday. One team is trying to get their spot back. One team is trying to maintain their spot. So I'm gonna ask you, Devore, who needs to win more on Sunday?
Man, this is a tough one. This is a really tough one because regardless if the Ravens win or lose, I still don't even I can't even put my finger on what they are just yet. So I would have to go with the Steelers. And the reason why I'm going with the Steelers is because if they can show some type of consistency in this game offensively and obviously defensively, even though back-to-back weeks they've been playing pretty decent, I could see them being a clear runaway if they can get that offense on track this week.
So hold on. So you think the Steelers need to win more?
Oh yeah.
Over
They
the
need to
Ravens?
do more. They need to prove it's more. It's a win for sure, but honestly, it's more of them just being consistent.
Okay, I get what you're saying. That's why I think the Steelers need it more because again, they're trying to find their identity, right? If you ask me, they're trying to find who they are. Because again, we know that like the defense will show up for 2 weeks and then the offense will take 2 weeks off. The offense will show up for 3 weeks and then the defense is still trying to find themselves. They moved Jalen Ramsey back to the safety spot, and I think that might be the best spot for him because now the defense is that consistency is showing on the defensive side. And Rodgers, he may have missed his nap, before the game, and that's just why the offense sputtered the way it did. But if you think about the Baltimore Ravens, you just know with their identity, their identity there. It's one of the things I used to always say about the Wizards. Like, if I don't know what the vision is, I can't tell you where they're going. And with the Ravens, they run the ball, Lamar Jackson, right? Lamar Jackson or run the ball. Like, you just know which way they're going to go. And the defense is their defense was a little bad in the beginning of the year. But they're going to find their footing some way throughout the season, and then they're just going to coast from there. So for this one, I think the Pittsburgh Steelers needed more for their consistency, their identity, and two, because they hear it in the back of their mind. We're about to lose it. We're about to lose it. And then Mike Tomlin also in the back of his mind, 9 wins. Like, there's so much going on with the Steelers. So I think the Steelers needed more.
Yeah, man. I'm gonna go with the Steelers too because the Ravens are on a win streak. They're gaining momentum, but the Steelers on the losing streak. They're losing momentum. Also, the Steelers already have a division loss to this team, the Bengals. So if they lose again, they will be. What was that? They play the Browns yet? They'll be. They only play the Steelers. They only play the Bengals. They'll be 0-2 in the division, and the Ravens already played.
The Steelers, they 1-1 in the division.
They played the Browns already. They played the Browns. Okay.
I don't know who they played, but they 1-1.
It was the Browns. They played the Browns. I remember now. They played the Browns. So the Steelers, if they lose this game, they'll be 1-2. The Ravens, they are 1-0 in the division. They beat the Browns. That's it. They didn't play the Bengals or the Steelers yet. So the Steelers can't fall to 2 losses in the division without even playing the Ravens yet. So that's that. But I think mainly they need it is because the strength of schedule down the road, it favors the Ravens. I know we mentioned the Steelers defense has been playing well. So have the Ravens defense. The Ravens has been playing very well. So they allowed 16 points against the Bears. They allowed 6 points against the Dolphins. And then that Minnesota game, that defense was really good. They was forcing turnovers and everything in that game. So both teams' defense is climbing up a hill right now. But the Ravens on the 3-game win streak and the Steelers on the 2-game. And imagine if the Ravens win and get to a 4-game win streak and go 2-0 in the division, and the Steelers lose, they lose the lead. The lead is gone, I think. Like, the Ravens took it. So Steelers need this. Like, they getting hawked down. They need this win.
Oh, another reason why the Steelers needed too, because I think the Cowboys is 84th defense in the league as of right now. They haven't played a game yet, and I think the Bengals defense is 83rd. So if you let the 83rd defense, I know it's a divisional game, but if you let the 83rd defense stall you out like that, while you got the Ravens hogging you down, I just don't know, man. Again, it's a divisional game. You never know which way it's going to go. But like I said, their defense is worse than mine. I mean, well, I think we on the same bus. Man, we might even be sharing the road. But still, you can't let them do that to you.
Can I say something real quick about this
Yes.
comment that just came up at the bottom of the screen?
Okay.
This is going to be controversial, but I don't see any type of, ever since DK Metcalf came into the league, I don't see any type of dominance or aggressiveness whatsoever. And I don't even think he's the number one wide receiver on that team anymore. So, like,
Who's
I'm
number
just,
one then?
huh?
Who's number one?
I would think it's probably gonna go down to that Darnell Washington dude. He's starting to rise the ranks as being the number one guy that Aaron Rodgers hits. But is that DK, even with Seattle, he don't, as big as he is, he don't play big. You know what I mean?
I'm with you on this.
I
I'm with you on that.
It don't. And I would think he would be a little bit more physical, more dominant, but I just don't see it. Like, he ain't doing. At least give me a little something what Devontae used to do with Aaron Rodgers in Green Bay, but he can't even give me that. I be seeing some drops and like some things that he need to manhandle some of these corners, and I just don't. It don't look like number one wide receiver to me. I'm sorry.
Yeah. See, okay. First of all, I'm with you halfway. I'm halfway there with you. DK has he should be AJ Brown. What we see in AJ Brown, that should be DK. DK, exactly. Well, not this year, AJ Brown.
No.
We get on that though. But they boys and everything, right? So what we saw like all pro years with AJ Brown, we should have seen that already with DK, and we haven't. But best, come on, man, best you on this team. First of all, Donald Washington, do he even have 200 receiving yards? I don't even know he got to do that. All I know is DK got over 500 receiving yards, and second place got 2 something, which is Pet Farmouth. So he is the best receiver they got. I will say that, but he's not consistent. But
that was his problem in Seattle.
Exactly. Now in Seattle, you had an argument that Tyler Lockett was the number one receiver. Shout out to Coach Coombs. He used to always say that. But Tyler Lockett used to always finish the season with more receptions. DK might finish with more yards by not by a mile, but by a smidge. But Tyler Lockett would get more catches than him almost every year. So that's why when they got DK, I wasn't like, even Javon, I don't think was like super happy. But DK got to a hot start this year. Against the Jets, he was really good. Against the Vikings, he was really good. Go ahead, Tomo.
I think Vaughn was happy because he knew Pickens was there, right? And you got DK and Pickens. For that, he was looking at it like, we got somebody now that can free up my boy so he can show his talents, kind of like what he's doing in Dallas right now. But that's where the hype came from. And I brought in, I'm like, no, you got DK there and Pickens. You can't double team Pickens anymore. He has to actually, because Pickens is now going to show up. But again, I mean, I seen this in Seattle. Him coming over, I was like, he definitely needs another guy with him. He's not a guy that can do it by himself. Kind of like what you said with AJ Brown. Like we seen AJ Brown do this in Tennessee. Now, did I think AJ Brown was the number one receiver the entire time? I'm like, I don't see it there. I know he's good. He has to prove it, and then he did it. But he could do it without. He could do it. It could be AJ Brown and a running back and a quarterback, and they good. And the other receiver could just. Wow, sound like I'm talking about the Eagles, but I think Smitty is a number one somewhere else. I think AJ Brown could do it with if they had a Jalen Tolbert and AJ Brown, I think AJ Brown would still get off. You had a Jalen Tolbert and DK Metcalf, you're gonna have a long day. It's gonna be a long season.
Good point. That's a great point. And he said, I agree. He's AJ Brown without hands. And I do want to correct myself too. I said the Steelers on a losing streak. I forgot. They actually beat the Colts 2 weeks ago. They lost to the Bengals. They lost to somebody else. Then they beat the Colts, and then they lost again. So they lost 3 of the last 4. So they lost to the Bengals like 4. Oh, that's a Green Bay. That's what it was, Green Bay. They lost to the Bengals 4 weeks ago, and they lose to them again. They need this win. They need to get back to winning ways. Because even the Colts win, You know what I mean? Like they force all, like the offense need to go off. Tommy made a good point. You're going against a terrible defense. You're going against a team who put up the most points since Joe Flacco in this losing streak the Bengals are in. They put up the most points than anybody in the NFL, and they still lost every game. So this is a time for your defense been playing better. So we expect them to play better. We don't expect Jamal Chase to get 25 targets and cook them like they did last time. So
he might.
that was crazy. Every time he dropped back, he threw to Jamal Chase. So, Aaron Rodgers, you need to be better because last game you were terrible. And they need to get their foot in the right place and they go right and back on track and take more control of the division.
No, I agree there. So
and Lamar's hurt, by the way.
Excuse me?
They said his status for the game is not out yet.
Who?
Lamar Jackson with a groin injury.
It's been the longest fantasy season ever. Come on.
Well, if we're being honest, Harbaugh already had to suffer the consequences for not putting Lamar Jackson properly on the injury report a couple weeks ago. So I'm pretty sure they're doing their due diligence to make sure that everything is on track. I thought you said what's his status right now that you saw? Questionable?
Yeah, he's questionable. So he missed practice early in the week. He practiced on Wednesday. But I don't think he's practiced today.
He's playing.
Yeah, I think he's gonna play because at this point they gotta announce it. You know, like so he a game time decision, I guess. But shout out to Sean.
Hey Sean, make sure you hit the subscribe button. Go ahead.
Yeah, definitely hit the subscribe button. And once this finish the episode, but go back. We talked about AJ Brown earlier. I'm an Eagles fan. The Eagles should be ashamed for not using AJ or DK the way they do. He's as good as a receiver as Saquon as a running back. Hey, I'm like he. The boys disagree.
Oh no.
AJ nice, man. I'm telling you, bro. Remember y'all had y'all AJ versus CD Lamb debate, and
the comments owe me an apology too.
Yeah.
The comments owe me. They was clowning me on some CD ain't. I was like, all right, and then the next season CD went off. You know,
even me though. I was like, it's AJ Brown, and then like I don't know.
Try to tell people, man.
Jamal will be playing. That was Dave Shefty.
There we go. Comments owe me an apology. Kev, you owe me an apology bringing up the 1900s. I think the Clippers, the Suns, anybody else that signs Bradley Beal owes the Wizards an apology because I tried to tell you. No, I'm joking, man. They say the report went out that Bradley Beal he's out for the season, right? He's done for the season with a fractured hip. But we think about Bradley Beal, you think about Kawhi Leonard, you think about Chris Paul, you think about James Harden, and you say in their prime, this team right here would have been a threat. You think about what the Dallas Mavericks have went through. They just fired their GM, but you go get Cooper Flay, you say Kyrie, AD, PJ Washington, Gafford, just coming off of the run, Jason Kidd being the coach, they should be better. Some people want to say, I really don't understand where you're going with this one because it's definitely a disaster piece theater with both of these teams, right? Like I said, you have the Mavericks who are 3-9, and then you have the Clippers who are 3-8. And the question poses more disappointing. So, Joe, I'm not going to do what everyone thinks I'm going to do and freak out, right? But the easy for me would say the Clippers, but it's definitely the Mavericks because I didn't even believe in this Clippers team when they put it together. I was like, you're putting together too many questionable players at the age that they are and thinking they're going to go on a run. Like CP3 is one leg out of the league. Bradley Beal, like I said, again, once he stopped shooting threes with the Wizards, I just really didn't understand where he was trying to go with his game at that point. And then we seen his stint with the Suns, and it was always up and down, up and down. And then again, Kawhi Leonard, you got the injury history there, but we already know what Kawhi Leonard can do once he's healthy. James Harden is more so questionable in the playoffs. So we just didn't understand what you were trying to do with this roster. Now, when you think of the Mavericks, you say, well, Kyrie is out, but you still got Klay Thompson, AD, like I said, PJ Washington. You bring in D'Lo, who can be a rotational piece, Derek Lively, Gafford, like all of these players, and then Jason Kidd, and you're like, well, there can be some flash there. There can be something there to pull along with Flag because again, he's a rookie. But after that, maybe towards midseason, he just has a random moment, kind of like a JD5 type of season, and he just take off, and then you're like, man, you getting your bang for your buck with Cooper Flag. But 3-9 right now, and there's no direction. The Mavericks are the most disappointing team. And shout out to my boy Dave. He said it last week. I think it's the Mavericks. I have to agree with him after everything he said because I sat back and listened to the segment and then I looked and evaluated the actual team. I said, yeah. And the most disappointing player on that team right now is Klay Thompson, if you ask me. Because everybody else, you kind of know their rap sheet. I'm going with Klay.
Can I ask a question before we even continue this?
Okay.
What is Cooper Flag's expectations in your eyes?
I see rookie of the year.
Okay, let me put it like this. How many points per game did you predict him to average?
You know, I think him playing point guard is hurting him, but I would say anywhere between 17 and 20.
Yeah.
Okay, so now here I'm gonna answer this now because you're saying 17 and 20. Because I went to the Wizards game Saturday night when the Mavericks was in the building.
Okay.
Right? So I don't see a leading scorer in Cooper Flag whatsoever. I feel like you're getting more of a Lonzo Ball, Scotty Barnes. Hate to bring this up, but I got to. Ben Simmons type of player where he's not looking to score. He's looking to get his teammates more involved. And I feel like with this situation, when Kyrie gets back, it's going to get even more complicated because Anthony Davis, the whole reason why let's say he wanted to leave the Lakers was the fact that he didn't want to play the center position. He wants to play the power forward position. So he's already locked in at the 4. So then now we have to play musical chairs with everybody else. Who we taking off the floor? Now, I guess the scapegoat can be Klay Thompson because when you sit back and look at him shoot the ball lately, you can put me in there if we're being honest. Like it's not looking too good. So, and then you got PJ Washington, he's serviceable. But if we're being honest, the boys they got from the Lakers, the 2 guards, are the best players on the team.
Max Christie, yeah,
Max Christie and Harris. Is that what his name is? Harris.
I think that's who it is. But go ahead.
Najee Marshall. Excuse me, Najee Marshall. But yeah, they're the 2 best players on the team. So when I look at the Clippers, I'm gonna say the Clippers are probably the most disappointing because you have 3 guys that have been to the playoffs and had success in this league. Now, don't get me wrong, it's a slow offense, but at the same time, James Harden is still a pretty prolific scorer. Kawhi, when he's healthy, he's arguably the top 3 best player in the league, and then Chris Paul does what he do. He manipulate the game when he up in there, but they know how to do it. So I feel like they're definitely the most disappointing.
All right, so it should be because Bill is out. That's why you didn't say 4 because Bill's been to the playoffs. Like he has.
I'm not really worried about Bill. I feel like Bogdanovich is better than him at this point, as far as playing a role.
All right, you're right because he actually knows his role. Yeah, okay, I'll give you that one.
Okay, Cooper Flag, AD is the best player, but he only played 5 games. But Cooper Flag is the best player on that team outside Anthony Davis, in my opinion. Najee Marshall is a role player. Cooper Flag is asked to run the show. You got to think about that. What are all of them asked to do? He's asked to run the show. He didn't come as a point guard, but they're making him play point guard. And when Kyrie comes back, he goes to his rightful position. PJ, you going to the bench. Sorry, go.
You putting PJ on the bench?
If you don't put Klay, because Klay, I mean, you probably put Klay on there. Clay is trash right now.
Klay gotta go.
Yeah, he gotta go.
Klay might know other things right now.
But Najee Marshall, go to the bench. Like go sit right there. You my boy. You know you a PG County dude. Go to the bench. So my thing is, Cooper Flag is definitely the best player. I'm going to say the Clippers, y'all, because think about this: the Mavericks came into the season without Kyrie Irving. So we knew that. Like, did we expect a lot from the Mavericks without Kyrie Irving? We expect them to keep it afloat. It is early. AD is hurt. You know, it is what it is. We kind of knew that too. And Lively and Gaffer, I believe, came into the season hurt. So it's like, kind of expected a slow start. But I'm just I said this in the chat last night. I feel bad for Clippers fans, man.
Why?
I just do. The fans. I feel bad for the fans. They have no control of the roster movement, all that stuff.
That's true.
You go get Kawhi Leonard and Paul George. And myself, I'm like, oh, snap. It's a wrap. They about to win a championship this year. And then COVID happens. You get to the bubble, and you up 3-1, and you lose? That was the only time they were healthy through the whole playoff run.
Who's the head coach?
Doc Rivers, NBA champion. So
3-1.
The 3-1 king. And then every year after that, Kawhi and Paul George would just hurt every single year. Remember, we had a whole battle, me and Dave. Give me the Clippers over the Suns. Yeah. They match up in the playoffs, Tomo. Remember that? They actually matched up. And what happened? Kawhi went crazy and won. And then walked off the court perfectly fine. What happened?
What'd I tell you, Joe?
He out for the playoffs? What? What happened?
I told you.
And you said that he called him glass. I think what you call him? You call him something. But it's like
I just knew. I
said something about his back. They don't get Bradley Bill. And what your boy said in the interview, Tomo, that we posting on here. Remember he got interviewed. What did he say again?
Oh, he said you want to go win the ring.
Hey, I'm not remember nobody, but the man had towards was it ACL or Achilles? Man out for the year.
No, he got a fractured hip.
Oh, fracture. All right. He had a fractured hip out for the year. But before he had a fractured hip, the man had career lows throughout the whole.
Come on now.
He was terrible.
Come on now.
He was terrible. Kawhi Leonard is still hurt. I'm looking at the roster. They're going CP3 missed. Look, 11 games played. CP3 missed 3. Kawhi only played 6, missed 5. Bradley Beal missed 5. Bogdanovich missed 6. I mean, they just missing games left and right. But Tomo and Lopez are 2 oldest dudes on the team. They play every game. So, and I don't know, man. They just need to start, blow it up. Tyloo go somewhere else.
They need,
you know what I mean? Huh?
Is that what I thought? That's what you said.
They need to nuke it. That's what they need to do.
Oh, I thought he said they need a new coach. All right.
No, Tyloo needs to go to DC or something. Like it's leave the Clippers and go somewhere else. Blow that whole team out. Kawhi, you bring all this off the court drama. Now Steve Ballmer about to go to court. Also, you getting sued and all this stuff because of Kawhi Leonard. I'm just so disappointed in the Clippers for what they were supposed to be when they got Kawhi and what they are right now. Dallas, they're gonna bounce back. I feel like, and Mark Cuban back in the head chair, so I'm not worried about Dallas. But the Clippers, you're done, son. Shout out to Tomo.
I think the way you feel about the Mavericks is how I feel about the Clippers. So that's why I say the Mavericks are more disappointed. Because if I didn't have my disdain for what Bradley Beal did to my franchise, I think I would be with you on that one. But the fact that he did what he did, I just can't let that one go. I'm sorry.
They're disappointed, man.
And then Paul George got traded, and technically he's still having the same situation I had with the 76ers, right? Where him and the star player are out almost every other game, where it's just like, we not understand.
Has Paul George even played this year?
No. And look, J-Mo told me this. J-Mo told me this. He said that he got more games when he scored less. He said he hasn't had a 20-point game yet with the Sixers. Something like that.
Paul George hasn't?
Paul George is he's not mentally strong. He's just not mentally strong, bro. You got to be mentally tough in this business. The fact that he stopped this podcast because everybody was talking about him shows me that he's not mentally strong. In a bubble, playoff P struggle and said, I know people sensitive about mental health, all that stuff. I know he said he got to deal with mental health, but you got to be mentally strong because you're going to go through turmoil. Chris Gustave said something important. He said this. He said, there's a difference between mental issues and real life. So there are going to be some mental, you might have some mental issue. You might have some situation where you got to deal with your mental, all that stuff. But there's also real life that you got to deal with regardless. When you're an NBA player, Tomo and DeVore, people are going to talk trash when you play trash, and you got to deal with it as an NBA player. It comes with it. That's why you get to pay the $1 million, the $1 million bucks. So that's why I said that he is not mentally tough, in my opinion. He got to be mentally stronger, and that's probably why he always hurt.
Yeah, I definitely think his confidence has been shattered. I definitely agree with that. Like, he has not been the same, I would say, since the OKC trade, right? Since he left there. And I think this, wherever Blaze is, he's probably going to love what I'm about to say. I think that's just a talent of having Russ on your team. Because I think everybody that's played along with Russ has had one of their best seasons. Like, I talk trash about Bradley Beal, but he had one of his best seasons when Russ was with the Wizards. And then when Russ left, we seen what happened there. I mean, look what's happening, well, outside of LeBron James, but most players have had their best seasons with him. He goes to the Clippers where it's him and Kawhi Leonard, and he's supposed to be one of the folks, right, or be the man there. And then it kind of soured. Same thing happened when he got traded to the 76ers. I think he even did it on the podcast when he found out that he got traded. Like, it was a whole thing of, like, you could just feel it was some uneasiness there with what happened. Yeah. And he was like, well, I'm going back to the East Coast. It is what it is, things like that. But it's like, I don't feel like you really want to be with the 76ers. If you ask me, bro, just find a way back to Indiana, find that role, and just get you the 15 to 20 points that way, and then just move and just carry along, help the team. Be what they wanted Melo to be at the end of his career, right? Like, you still can go get a bucket, but you just not the guy on the team. Like, we already have our guy. You could be that 4th or 5th option.
You know who mentally strong?
Russ.
Westbrook. Westbrook, he's getting called Westbrook and all that stuff, and it never messed up his performance. He still was aggressive, still was worse, still doing his thing. Gotta have that in the NBA. I'm sorry.
That was an interesting point about Paul George not being mentally strong, and I do remember, I forgot what playoff game it was, but Paul George and Joel Embiid were sitting there on the telecast, and they were having the conversation, and then Embiid was kind of winking at him like, "Yeah, yo, you want to come to Philly?" You know what I'm saying? So after that,
on TNT, right? On
yeah. So I'm like, that got me thinking for real, because I really rock with Paul George, but yeah. Joe may be on to something with him. Like, he only ride the wave, if we're being honest. He just ride the wave. Hey, wave, ride this wave. Let me go ahead and hop on it.
When he cast his podcast, I was like, what are you doing? You just listening to the Jamal Green came out and said, you're not supposed to do that.
You talking about, that's another person right there. You talking about mentally strong?
Yeah, he definitely mentally strong.
He a different breed.
It basically proves the negative media right. Like, all right, this is a distraction for you. You need to stop the podcast. That's why you're not performing well. And like, he made that announcement. I felt like that was so weak.
And look what happened. He canceled what happened.
Still
I'm the rest of the year.
Yeah.
And he ain't back doing a podcast. LeBron mentally strong. Like, to be great, you gotta be mentally tough.
Yeah,
that's his life. Like we doing podcasting, right? If we are mentally weak, we would not survive. I be reading them comments sometimes, bro. People saying some wild stuff. You know what I mean, right? But like, you get feedback, or like this, or life happens. You gotta be mentally strong and keep. Bro, I'm gonna give you a shout out. My man Tomo ain't missing show in like 5 months. I'm pretty sure Tomo got life. Tomo got stuff going on.
Need a
vacation.
vacation.
Been a while, bro. It's been a while you missed the show. I missed one because I got sick.
Yeah.
So I guess I'm not mentally tough. But you got a point, right? So Tomo hasn't missed his show. I don't know that's how you miss the show. But Tomo got life too. You got a wife. You got kids. You got a full-time job. Stuff happened in your life but you still make it work because it gotta get done.
I appreciate the flowers. I'm gonna give you a little bit of just to peel back the lay on that too. I mean, it's Friday. I got some more time. So look, being the person in the comments versus the person reading the comments about yourself, you definitely got to be mentally strong, like you said, Joe. Because I'll go like I don't have TikTok, so when you told me, I went on TikTok and read some of the comments because everywhere else the comments don't really go too crazy, but you go on TikTok, they be like, man, who is this guy? I'm like, hey, man, that's how I be going that shady. So now I get it.
Got to, bro. So when Paul George stopped his podcast and when he said he came out and proclaimed playoff P, and then and through his performance because of mental health, I was like, dog, come on, man. Like, you gotta be mentally strong in those moments. You got to as a leader.
Look at Michael Parsons. I mean, he's still having the same what season he would have had with the Cowboys or have had that with the Cowboys when he was doing the podcast. He's not doing it. I was like, I don't see too much changing. You're on a better team. Can I say they're a better team? Because technically. But anyway, it's a different situation, right? But he stopped his podcast, and I was like, technically, this would be the team that people want to actually get more insight on. If you're a Cowboy fan, you got content creators everywhere. You can get insight on the Cowboys. Right. Nobody on the Packers is talking about what's happening in Green Bay. Like, this would have been your moment. And ain't you like the VP of Bleacher Report or something like that? So you still providing content. How you just stop that because you see why when you get a big bag, you can just say forget everything else?
See, I feel you. Now with that, if you really like, if Paul George really feel like this is a distraction, I just need to stop. I get it. But the fact that he stopped and then nothing happened and he went back doing it, it's like, you listen to the crowd. Like you literally listen to the naysayers. Like when you playing a sport and people talking trash, you gotta keep playing, bro. That's why you remain there. And people say because we're humans too. You're right, but you got to this point because you were mentally tough. To become an NBA player, you had to be mentally tough, and something happened along the way. So you got to be mentally tough to be successful in anything in life.
And another person I want to give a shout out to is Kevin Durant. I would say he's at the top of the pyramid.
Bro, he be on Twitter looking for a smoke.
I mean, he don't brush his head. That alone lets you know, all right, I'm done. I caught myself. My bad, Carl. My bad. Go ahead. But he definitely responds to people every day.
Bro, he said he enjoys it. I love that. People say he's sensitive. He's like, man, it's fun. I'm in the house, boy. I'm going on Twitter. Oh, okay. I'm going to respond to this kid.
If you ask me, I think Kevin Durant is one of the most hooper NBA players that's truly a hooper. Like he's like genuinely about playing basketball. Like he gonna play a game and then get on Twitter. He gonna play a game, get on Twitter, and then probably get on Call of Duty. He'll probably stream it, but at the end of the day, he gonna respond back to people. And even with the burner account, he's like, "Yeah, that was me," and get right back to talking trash with people, and then just play basketball.
Nah, for real. And he'll go on the podcast and he go on the podcast and said, like, you can't win with a point with small guards. And he brought up Darius Garland. Like he don't care, dog. He don't care. I love KD, man. Yeah. So you gotta be more like that. And then his game is the same. I like he none of that Twitter stuff affects his game. No. He's still putting up 28 points a game. Cooking with Houston too, by the way.
They found it ready.
So, all right, let's write this up. All right, so great show, man. My last words. Shout out to the whole R2L network. Shout out to the whole R2L community. Shout out to Tomo. Shout out to DeVore. Appreciate you, DeVore, for joining us, man. You know, shout out to Dave. We gotta be on the show together. It's been a while. Commanders, man, it ain't over yet. DeVore, we both 3-7. Who gonna be 3-8?
Wait. How we have a whole show and y'all play each other and we ain't even talk about it?
The reason I don't even think it's anything to talk about.
It's irrelevant. It really is though. Like,
well, now don't get me wrong. It's a nationally televised game because it's going to be at 9:30. But really, who's going? Well, I'll be up because
I'll be watching it. Okay,
I'm gonna watch it. But come on now,
man, the season ain't over yet, bro. Like, it ain't over for us. I got hope.
What you say? It's not over for y'all?
No, it ain't over. It's not.
Is it over for Dallas?
No, it's not.
It's technically, you ask me, I'm still on the fence. I'm still on the fence. It's too many loops we got to go through.
We midway through the season. Y'all got a tough schedule go ahead of y'all though.
We got
A
too
real
many
one.
loops. Now, Dallas win 2 games. Like, because we got Raiders, Eagles. They win them 2 games.
And y'all gonna win both.
I'm back on the hope train, but they got to do it first. I can't.
Of course.
I think
But it's not over though. It's not over. Bro, like, look, this is how I look at it. Dan Quinn calling the defense. So I'm optimistic to see what happens. Let's say we go out there and we look good against Miami. Let's say we do. And don't forget, the Indians can still come back.
It's over, Joe.
It's not over until it's over. Until I see an X by our name, it ain't over. But shout out to Commanders. We in Barcelona. We chilling.
Would you like to put a little wager on it? I'm thinking some
the game?
Yeah, some salt and vinegar, some salt and vinegar lays on it or something.
I'm with it. I'm definitely with that. A bag of chips?
A bag of chips.
Okay, I'm with it. Let's do it. Let's do it. I'm definitely with that. Yeah, I'm
all right,
with that.
bet.
Y'all got the Broncos after that, Joe.
The Raiders beat them. They beat the Raiders 10-7. You think I'm worried about the Broncos?
That's a divisional game, man.
I ain't worried about the Broncos.
You know what, Joe? You know what?
But they offense trash, huh?
I can't be the one to say they offense trash.
I gotta see how we look with Dan Quinn.
Okay.
But I'm not scared of Broncos at this moment, I would say.
You got the Vikings too after that.
JJ McCarthy?
I'm talking about the defensive side.
Then
you got the Giants.
My bad, go ahead.
Then the Eagles. Then the Cowboys and the Eagles.
And the Eagles. I know we got 40 games in a row.
But if the Eagles go on a landslide, then I'll come back on here with you, Joe, and say it's not over. But as long as they got the divisional lead, it's gonna be tough for us to get.
We don't have to win the division. We just need to get the playoffs.
Do you see the rest of the NFC?
Yeah, I see it.
All right.
So real quick, because you look at the NFC West, you have 2 teams that only have 2 losses. So one of those is going to get one of the wild card spots. And then you talk about the North, which I feel like there's going to be 3 teams coming out the North.
Really?
And it's a possibility, yeah.
It's a possibility, but it ain't set in stone. It's only one team for real, because Jordan Love's dealing with a bunch of injuries.
Well, it could be 3 out the West.
Yeah, it could be 3 out the West. It could be 3 out the West, yeah. So it ain't looking too good because it like that 6th, 7th, and 8th seed. What, they only got 2 losses.
You got it right there, Tomo?
6, 7, yeah. You said 6, 7, 8.
And
yeah,
3 losses. 3 losses and 2 losses.
3 and 4. Now you said 6, 7, 8. Bears is 6-3. Green Bay is 5-3-1.
We lost both of them.
49ers are 6-4. See what I'm saying? And then you lost to some of those opponents. That's what I'm saying. It's gonna be tough, Joe.
Hey, listen. All I know is Green Bay, and Chicago, they all got to play each other. And the it's a whole half season left for real.
Okay.
We all got 7 games left for real.
Man, I need some of that Bugs Bunny secret stuff.
And we got a bye week, so we get after this week we get a dub. We gonna watch some L. You be like, hey, I hope y'all lose.
Is Jaden coming back? Because is he playing this week? Because
no,
he's talking real tough about Marcus Mariota right now.
That's what I'm saying.
I'm telling you, bro. I'm saying, look, real quick. I know we gotta go. The Bears play Pittsburgh next week. This is on our bye week. They play Pittsburgh. All right. Who else y'all mentioned? The 49ers and the Panthers play each other, and both of them ahead of us. Somebody getting an L. Who else?
Vikings.
The Vikings play the Packers. One of them getting an L.
Cowboys played it. You said y'all bye week. Cowboys play the Eagles. That's your bye week, right?
Hey, man, we were sitting that week for L's.
Your best bet is that every team that's like in front of you right now beat the team that's a higher seed. So you need Dallas.
No. The Eagles good. Y'all gonna win. I don't care.
Yeah, I bet.
We need to beat y'all. Okay, we need y'all to lose.
No, you
All right?
need them to lose because you need to get hot. We need. Well, no, technically
No,
we
no, no.
need.
We need y'all to lose.
Oh yeah, because we got the
And
sweep
y'all
on
beat
y'all.
us too. And we lost all these teams. That's the worst part about
That's
it.
what I'm saying. That's why, as a Cowboy fan, I'm looking at some of the teams we lost to.
That
Panthers.
tie is going to save the Cowboys too. By
That's
the
the
way,
only thing. That tie might get us in. So I technically should have your type of hope, your
No,
optimism.
you got hope. And you got a prolific offense. You got some hope.
Hey, it's been taking some.
And
That
you just
offense
got
been
Quinn
taking some break.
Williams.
It's been taking a break. We gotta see. That offense
One
got way
game,
back
bro.
up. It's
It's
been
only one
two,
game.
bro. That Broncos game, then
Yeah, Broncos and who else?
the Cardinals game. That offense didn't
Ooh, the
look.
Cardinals. I forgot.
Yeah, it didn't look the same.
oh, y'all lost to the Cardinals too. I forgot about
Yeah,
that.
yeah. Yeah, that was bad, bro.
Oh man. Oh yeah.
It was Monday night too.
I'm
Oh, my
definitely putting my money on the Dolphins this week.
All right, yeah. But those are my last words. Sacramento actually is tied with the Timberwolves. That's on my check. And by the way, Klay Thompson hit 4 threes in 8 minutes.
Wow.
He must be in the
Right?
doghouse.
Shocker, right?
Huh?
I said shocker.
Well, I said he must be in the doghouse. Go ahead.
I know. We ain't talking about days either.
Go ahead, divulge your last word.
Oh yeah. Appreciate you having me on, Tomo. Iron Man Award. You said 4 months straight.
Iron
No
Man
miss
Award.
shows. That's what's up. That's definitely what's up. Yeah, we got the Commanders and Dolphins. First thing Sunday morning. If you're a betting man, I highly suggest that you take the Dolphins. Joe talking real big about them Commanders. We'll see what happens when Dan Quinn takes over them defensive play calls. See if we see any difference. But hey, that might just if it don't look good, Joe, I'll say this right now. You might as well go ahead and sign them walking papers for Dan Quinn. That defense don't look good after he played all the plays.
What?
Yep, you got to. You got to.
What? You saying we don't look good? He need to
If
go?
it looked the same,
The personnel is bad.
I'm just saying, like your specialty is defense. If it looked the same as it did, who's last week and the week before that? Well, shoot, the last 4 weeks, if we're being honest.
21
So fire
points.
him.
It should be on the table.
After we went to the NFC Championship game, his first year.
I know y'all went to the NFC Championship, but some of them games that y'all won, that 4-leaf clover in that pocket had to come out sometime.
I get it, man. You know,
that was the whole season. That was the whole
you know what
season.
I mean? I get it. We won more playoff games last year than y'all won the last 30 years. I get it. You don't understand. You know what I mean?
I respect it. I respect it.
So I know, you know, the rotation of coaches and y'all there. We don't have Daniel Snyder. We got a whole new owner. We are patient. We understand down years happen. We got the most injuries of anybody in the NFL, by the way. The most. Including that quarterback. So Dan Quinn going nowhere. He better not be going nowhere.
So let me ask you this, and this is my last thing, I promise you, because y'all made the trade for Marshawn Lattimore, and throughout the whole season when he was healthy, he was not looking too good.
No.
So I'm just saying, like, y'all didn't make any type of adjustments when he was in there to make him not look as bad. So that's my whole thing where, like, don't nothing look good. Deron Payne in there, Frankie Louvu, he ain't looking like the same dude that he did last year. Like, it's these same players that were on the team last year that transitioned to this year. Well, Marshawn ain't look good last year anyway, but that's transition this year where you have a lot of veteran guys. You got Bobby Wagner in there. Who's that pass rusher? I keep forgetting what his name is.
Step slower. Bobby Wagner.
Von Miller?
Yes, Von Miller. Von Miller on there, like, but come on, man. Like, I'm just being honest. If this is the Dan Quinn, this is your specialty, and you have a core guys to be able to pretty much mix some things up, and that defense just.
So look. Against y'all, we're gonna have no Payne. We're gonna have no Trey Amos, who's been our best cornerback so far this year. We already don't have Armstrong, who was our leading sack getter this year. So we are not gonna have three of our basically 3 of our best players in 3 different positions are going against y'all. And you saying we play worse. Remember, Payne was there last week. Amos was there last week. And if he looks bad against y'all, fire him. When the personnel is trash.
Hey, I'm just gonna be honest with you, bro. It don't matter who you got in the lineup. If it don't look good, you gotta go. Am I lying though?
Yeah,
when you sit there, you
Yeah.
questioning a 50-point loss. It's like, man, like I know it's been a lot of different things with Dayball, but them 2 fourth quarter give ups, it don't matter how I look.
What's Dayball record since he been there though?
I'm just saying
That's
though. I feel like, did we get
that
off
was the start
topic?
brought the cameras back.
Well, we get on topic here, but if he didn't lose though, if he didn't give up those big leads against the Broncos and the big lead against the who the other team?
The Bears, right?
Bears.
Mm-hmm.
Then he probably still would have had his job. But at the end of the day, like, oh man,
that's different.
So
he had a lead and lost it. That's what you're saying. That's different. Then
I'm just saying it don't matter how it look. It just don't look good.
Too, by the way.
If you're not winning. And so basically what you're saying to me is with all these players being out, you locking in the Dolphins to win this game, and that's the dirt that we're throwing on the Commander's season right there.
No, I'm not saying I ain't locking in nothing. But if we lose, he ain't getting fired. Like, man,
I'm not saying he should get fired. I'm saying that should be
on the table.
That should be a question.
No.
Because what's the difference of you making the defensive play calls now opposed to you making the defensive play calls when you know it was bad?
What? How about next year revamp the defense?
But that's what I'm saying. Like, you didn't have the player personnel when you was losing already, and now that you don't have the players, you making the decision now?
Yeah, I get what he's saying.
This is what I said last week. I said this is a move to say, you know what? Is it Joe Witt or is it the players? Let me put the headset on. Let me call the plays, and let's see what's really going on.
But DeVoe just basically answered your question for you, though, Joe. He's saying you already knew you didn't have the players, so why are you trying to jump in now when you even lost more players to say is it Joe Witt or the players? Like, you don't have Deron Payne, you don't have Amos, you don't have Lattimore, so technically you could have just left Joe Witt out there to dry to be like, look.
No. Sorry to cut you off. You know why? He still believes we could turn the season around. So he's like, I'm just going to take control.
Okay, so there we go.
What happens?
There we go. There we go, Tomo. We can turn the season around.
Yeah, it's a chance that we can turn the season around.
Okay, so that's
what Joe Witt's been doing. It hasn't been working. So let's switch something up.
Therefore, that's why DeVoe is saying if it still looks the same, then you need to go because
that's stupid.
No. Hold on. I get where you're coming from, Joe. But what DeVoe is saying, if you already know it's been bad,
okay,
and you didn't jump in, now you wait till it gets even worse, and now you jump in and say, okay, you know what? We still got hope to turn it. So if it doesn't turn, you jumped in. So now it's on you. So you need to go because you already knew you couldn't turn this, but you're trying to turn something that is just bad. It's already bad.
So DeVoe, let me ask you this. I know we gotta go. When do you think would have been an appropriate time for Dan Quinn to jump in?
After the Cowboys game.
What? After one game?
I think that was the time, Joe. The Cowboys defense. Only reason I agree with what DeVoe is saying on this one is because the Cowboys defense is terrible. It's just
what they got to do with your offense?
No, the Cowboys defense is so terrible that one, you could have found a way to get a stop in that game on defense.
We did. It was the offense that lost the game for real. Look, first of all, we played. This is why it don't make sense. We played the Chargers, and they scored 0 points in the second half. Defense showed up, right? And then we played the Bears. Who lost us that game? Now, Quan Martin missed a tackle, but the offense had 2 turnovers. They lost us the game. And then we play y'all, who had the #1 offense in the NFL. So you're going to switch coordinators for losing for the #1 offense putting up points on you? The number one offense.
Joe, what happened in that game to cause that landslide to happen, though? Right, outside before your boy got hurt, it was a
Mhm.
close game, right? It was a close one, right?
Why
But
was it
then,
close?
hold on, because it wasn't it your defense was making some plays, but then there were 17 moments where Marshawn Lattimore was questionable, and you
Okay.
watched them go out there for a whole game and keep letting Lattimore be the reason. The following week, I forgot who y'all played. Who did y'all play after us?
The Chiefs.
The Chiefs. You know what? I think it would have been after the Chiefs
That's
game.
what I'm saying.
I think it would
We
have been after.
played y'all.
I'll
That
go
was
after
the
the Chiefs
first.
game.
When we played y'all, that was the first time it was
I'll
like,
go Chiefs
dang.
game. That would have been the one.
And then the Chiefs game happened, and then we was like, okay, it's a Chiefs. It's my homes. Because we did good. Remember, in the second half, it was different. The offense couldn't do nothing once again. They had 7 points in the first half, and then they got hot in the second half. And then we played Seattle. That was bad. Seattle was terrible. And that's when he said, go on the floor and see what happens. Get out the booth and go on the floor. We go on the floor. It was bad. All right, now you're gone. I got it.
What you saying? The floor game. You know what, Joe? This will be. I'll pay the fine. We don't stumble across a whole nother time. I know we got to get out of here. I know we can. This is the cookout black people goodbye. But hold on. The floor game was the Lions game, right?
Yes.
Which team you think is better, Seattle or the Lions?
Offensively, Seattle's been better offensively, but I would say the Lions though.
Okay.
Lions are more explosive.
So I'm trying to think
But Seattle has been better though.
I'm trying to think of the logic behind why he would even take over at this point, because I think honestly, I think I said it on the show. You just gotta let Joe Witt finish it out or go into the bye week.
It's still Dallas to me because you sat there and let Pickens do what he wanted, and you ain't take over.
That's one. Okay, bro. So you trying to tell me Green Bay?
Joe, I'm just saying, can you just roll the coverage over the Pickens to stop cooking like that or something? But
Tomo, how many points y'all put up on the Packers?
40 something.
So the Packers, if the coordinator need to give up a job too.
I ain't gonna lie, the whole Packers team should have got fired.
Hey, it's every given week, but I'm just saying, like,
exactly.
The expectations is extremely low right now because you're missing so many players, and for him to come out and want to call plays against the Dolphins now, when you know you ain't got Deron Payne, you ain't got Lattimore, and you ain't got Armstrong, bro. What are we expecting here? I'm just saying, I ain't with it. You could have saved the season if you feel like you could have done such a better job than the defensive coordinator previously.
He's a competitor. He's like, we still have a chance. We're gonna go out swinging. I'm gonna call the plays and see what happens. Also, I also said it's to see if it's the players or is it really Joe Witt. So he's gonna call.
But you know it's the players though. I've been saying that. I think he knows it's the players.
He goes out there and they look better, then Joe Witt is gone for sure. That's what I'm saying. Like, think about it. If he goes out there with less talent and they look better than what they did with Joe Witt, then Joe Witt is out. It's like no question he's out.
So what's the flip side of that though? If they look worse,
the flip side is like, all right, you know what? And because Joe Witt is this guy, number one. Also, I even told you. I said he might even keep Joe Witt on the staff, but start calling plays going forward. But if they perform and do well, Joe Witt probably gone. Period. Like, get out of here. But I think he's taking over because he feel like it's still a chance, and he rather go out swinging. I'm going to call the plays. And then we lose this Dolphins game. It's like it's most likely over.
Okay, so y'all, let's just see. Like I said, I'm gonna ask this, and we can take it to the chat because we'll be on here for another hour.
Yeah.
Because I'm gonna just ask this question on here, and then like you can clip it up or whatever. If y'all lose to the Dolphins by 21 plus points, whose fault is it?
What am I gonna say and say Dan Quinn ain't a good play caller? No, because I think the defense is still trash, but it's hope. I'm saying like there's a chance. Let's see what happens. That's where I'm at. But am I saying like Dan Quinn is gonna go over there and then dominate the Dolphins defensively? I'm not gonna say that, but there's hope. Let's see what happens.
What does look better? What does look better to you?
Look like?
It's hard to explain. I just have to see it. It's got to look better. Bro.
That's why I think that's why the goal is saying, bro. If it don't look no better, then he got to go too. Because why would you jump in?
He got to go too.
No, I said, I'm just saying why people are saying this, yo. I agree with you that he needs to
Nah,
stay, but all I'm saying is if
they're
you gonna
crazy.
jump out there, it's kind of like you want something too, old man, and he said yeah, and then you get knocked out by Debo too. So now y'all both look bad. So who you gonna blame? You can't blame the players on that one. That was just you.
That's like saying Dan Campbell take over the offense and they still look stagnant, and you want to get rid of Dan Campbell. No,
They still winning though.
Dan Campbell's a good coach,
But
Keep
they
him
winning
around and get
though.
him.
They
Huh?
still winning. It's
The
one thing
offense
if
also
y'all
put
was
up
winning,
numbers.
but y'all not winning.
Bro, Detroit. Okay, you know what?
Yep.
Listen,
See you in the
y'all,
chat.
take it to the chats. Take it to
See
the
you in
chat.
the chest. Shout out to our
People
superstar
comment,
members.
all right.
Yep. Shout out to Joe, Dave, myself, Taniqua, RBO Vaughn, Donnell, Giovanni, Chris, Coach Coombs, Decorius, BWT Teddy, and Big O. Make sure y'all click the link below. Subscribe for all the new viewers. Make sure y'all hit the like button. Y'all can clearly see what we have over here. Some healthy debates. But also click the link below if you want to figure out what chats they're talking about. We have a commercial at the end. We have Instagram chats. You can follow us on Instagram. You become a member. We'll add you to a part of those chats. We have similar conversations like this. We also have top 10 conversations, top 25, top 5. They are all there for you. Click the link. We appreciate you helping the network grow. Joe, let's get out of here, man. This is gonna be a good one.
So I got. Oh, I said, all right. That's all we got for y'all today. And we'll see y'all next episode on Tuesday.
Peace.
Thank you for staying to the end. If you're watching this on YouTube, please like this video, subscribe, and also hit that notification button so you can be notified next time we put out a video. If you're listening on any podcast platform, subscribe and hit that notification button, y'all, so you can be notified we put out another podcast audio. And last but not least, hit that share button. No matter what you're listening to or watching it, hit that share button and send it to somebody that you know that would love to watch this episode you just listened to. So once again, thank you for staying to the end, and we'll see y'all in the next episode.